Hi everyone. Many times students come up to me and often ask me that why their research proposals or grant proposals are rejected. They feel very dejected and they feel sad. And I thought I should make a video on what some of the reasons are, uh, some of the common reasons why your research proposal may get rejected. So let's start with some of the mechanical reasons. So the first reason that your research proposal or your grant proposal may get rejected is if you don't meet the deadline. So all proposals will come with a due date and time, and you must submit it before the due date and time, making sure that your paperwork is absolutely ready. So all the proof check, review, everything should be done and should be submitted, and you should meet all the deadlines. If there are multiple deadlines in stages, you should meet that as well. The second reason for rejection could be if you have not met the guidelines for content, format, length. For example, if they require a 250 word of abstract, then you must stick to the 250 words. You should not write something longer than 250 words. If the format is such that you have to stick to a certain number of pages, then that's what you have to do. Not meeting the deadlines will of course make the reviewers cross and they might reject it because you have not met their requirements. The third reason for rejection could be if one or several elements of your study has not been described clearly. So if you are promising to collect data and you are not explaining how you would go about collecting that data, or if you are promising that you will be visiting a country to carry out interviews, but in your proposal you don't outline where is the budget, where is the money coming for you to make that visit and pay for expenses, then of course they will think that this proposal is not feasible. Another reason is if the researcher or you or the author comes across as a very strong supporter of the issue. This makes it appear as if you are losing objectivity. So that means that you are suffering from certain biases and certain prejudices. So if you are not objective, if you are not neutral before you start the investigation, and if you have already taken a standpoint, then the results of your research study will be influenced by your bias, and that doesn't make the reviewers happy. One of the obvious reasons your proposal will get rejected is if your writing is very poor. Poor writing doesn't only mean spelling mistakes, grammar mistakes, or sentences not put together correctly. It also means if you are using highly technical jargon which you are not explaining, if you are using acronyms, abbreviations, or you are making huge claims, or your reasoning for research is very confusing, it's convoluted, or you are repeating everything that you are saying, you are repeating it, or it is unnecessarily long or unnecessarily short, you have not explained it clearly, that is all classified under poor quality of writing. Your proposal will also get rejected if there are unreasonable number of mechanical defects that show or reflect carelessness on your willingness to attend to detail. That means you have written the proposal in a rush, you have not reviewed it, you have not got it proof checked, maybe your co-authors or co-proposals or co-researchers have not reviewed it. So the risk that the same attitude might attend execution of the proposed study will not be acceptable to your reviewers. Another classification of reason why your research proposal or your grant proposal may get rejected are methodological reasons. For example, the proposed research question or your research design or your methods are very traditional. There is nothing new that you are promising. You have probably read research here and there and now you are promising to just replicate it. It's boring. So there is nothing unusual, nothing novel, nothing intriguing. It's not even clever. So the reviewers will say just replicating study is not good enough for them to either grant you a proposal or grant you money or to allow you to commence research. So they might reject it. It will also get rejected if the proposed method of the study is unsuited to the purpose of research. For example, if you are trying to find out a why, but your investigation is investigating a what, then you will get rejected. For example, you might be trying to investigate that why viewers do not like to visit cinema theaters for watching movies. But here you are investigating through your research study as to what is the reason that the cinema goers are not going to the theater. So the answer may be very obvious, maybe because of COVID, maybe because they cannot afford money, but you promise to start out by saying I will investigate why they don't want to go, but you start to go on a different path and you find out what are the reasons they don't want to go. So that will become a bit convoluted. So if you are investigating a why, you must propose a method that will investigate the why and not the what. Then there are certain personal reasons for which your proposal or your grant may get rejected. If in the literature review itself, you as the author do not show a familiarity with the territory, if you have not done an extensive literature review, if you have just read a few articles, that will not be a sufficient basis for you to establish a reason for research. You have to show through an extensive literature review that you have command over the proposed area of study, that is your background, and that you are well capable to carry out research in the area. The proposal may also, if shows that it is beyond your capacity in terms of training, experience and available resources, then also it will get rejected. So for example, if you are trying to investigate whether fully autonomous cars are safe to be driven on the road, you must show, or one of your team members must show, some technical knowledge of autonomous cars, fully autonomous cars. If your background comes from medical research or education research, then of course you will not be considered enough trained, experienced, or having the resources to carry out the proposed study. Finally, your proposal may get rejected due to some cost benefit reason, especially if the proposed study is not a priority for the research department at that point of time. So your research study may be very valuable, but probably the grant money or the funds allotted to research, your topic is not a priority for them. So your topic may be good, but not a priority when it comes to the priority of the research department. Maybe for especially this year, a lot of money is getting allotted to studies carried out in the COVID area. So COVID has happened, a pandemic has happened, so money may be proposed there. Maybe at this point of time, if you are proposing a research to find out an educational policy or a government policy regarding rubbish management, maybe that is not the priority, so they will cancel it. If the promised or the proposed budget is unrealistic in terms of equipment, supplies and personnel. Alright, so now let's say that you are planning to carry out a research into virtual reality or augmented reality, and you are promising to develop the technology, required technology. However, the proposed budget is not enough for you to develop a virtual reality or augmented reality software, especially if you do not have the background or a part of the equipment already set up, maybe the supplies, the personnel who are experts in that area, and you're promising to develop something like that, then of course they will reject it. Finally, if the cost appears to be greater than any possible benefit from its completion, then your proposal will be rejected as well. Remember that I always mention this, that your research is valued by the impact it will create. You can create an impact into any area, but you must create an impact. Now that impact should be measurable. That impact should be valuable to whoever is funding your research or whoever is giving you the grant money. So the benefits that you promise out of the research should be worth for the investors to put that money in, so that research is carried out and the benefits are reaped, and that gets them further benefits, or there are avenues that will open up for further research. So always think about your research proposal in terms of the value it offers, the impact it will create. Alright, so not only if you think the research is very valuable, that is not enough. Others must see the value in it as well. So guys, let me know whether this provided some clarity on understanding that how to write a research proposal, so that you can avoid all these reasons and get and avoid your proposal being rejected. Thank you for watching, and bye.